You know, there's a saying that I've held on to throughout my career. The mind is a battlefield. I've lived it. I've been there, standing in the middle of that fight, questioning myself, doubting my own abilities. The world will try to tell you that you're not enough, that you're not built for what you dream about. And I'm here to tell you that they are wrong. The truth is, the most powerful thing we have at our disposal is the mind, your mind. Let me take you back for a second. When I started out, nobody knew my name. I wasn't some big time actor walking around with offers on the table. There were times when I looked in the mirror and wondered if I even had what it took to make it. But what I did know was this: my mind could not be shaken. I knew I had to put in the work, the grind, the hustle. It wasn't the easiest path, but it was my path. And it started in my mind. I remember standing in front of the camera for the first time, my heart racing, my thoughts running wild. I was terrified. But then something clicked. I realized that fear wasn't my enemy. Fear was simply a signal to go forward, not back. It was my mind telling me, you've got this, now go prove it. What people fail to understand is that it all starts in your mind. Every obstacle you face, every roadblock that appears, your mind is the one that decides if it's the end of the journey or just a detour. I've had setbacks. I've had doors slammed in my face. I've had people laugh at my dreams and dismiss me like I was just another guy trying to make it. But none of that mattered. It only mattered that I believed in myself. And more importantly, I knew my mind had the power to move me forward. Every time I stepped on set, I had to remind myself that I was in control. I had to remind myself that I could bring whatever I was feeling on the inside to life on that screen. But it didn't just happen. It happened because I focused on what mattered, focused on the craft, focused on the moment in front of me. Every time that self-doubt crept in, I silenced it with action. I replaced the negative thoughts with positive intentions. And that's what got me to where I am today. But here's the thing. It's not just about having belief or focusing on what you want to achieve. It's about recognizing that your mind will try to trick you. It will tell you that you're not good enough, that you're not talented enough, that you don't deserve the success you dream of. And for a moment, you might believe it. You might feel like you're not cut out for this. But let me tell you, those thoughts are a lie. Your mind is trying to protect you from the discomfort of growth. But growth isn't comfortable. Success doesn't come in a neat little package. It comes through sacrifice, through struggle, through focus. I've learned this the hard way. Focus isn't just about putting your attention on something. It's about filtering out the noise. There will always be distractions. There will always be something that tries to pull your attention away from what matters. But what you choose to focus on will determine whether you rise or fall. In this world, distractions are everywhere. People, circumstances, failures, they'll all try to pull you in 1,000 different directions. But that's where the real power lies, in your focus. If you can focus on what matters most, if you can silence the noise and put your energy into what you know will move you forward, then you're already halfway to success. Because the moment you decide to focus, you decide to believe in your own power. So let's make one thing clear. Your mind is your greatest asset, or it's your biggest liability. It can either be a tool that helps you accomplish the impossible, or it can be a chain that holds you back. The decision is yours, and that decision starts with how you view yourself. If you wake up in the morning, look yourself in the mirror, and believe in yourself, if you commit to doing the work even when no one's watching, if you keep moving forward, no matter what, then there's nothing that can stop you. Your mind is powerful. but it's only powerful when you harness it. We all face doubts. It's just part of being human. But let me tell you something, doubt is not your enemy. Fear is not your enemy. They are simply emotions, signals that tell you you're stepping into something new, something challenging. The real enemy is the choice you make when those doubts creep in. Will you let them dictate your path, or will you use them as fuel to move forward? I've been there. I've stood at the edge of uncertainty, wondering if I was enough, wondering if I had what it took to make it. But here's the thing that changed everything for me. I realized that doubt is only powerful if you let it. Doubt doesn't define your abilities. It simply challenges them. It doesn't determine your destiny. You do. I remember one particular moment in my early career, one where I was up for a big role. I had done the auditions. I had put in the work, but the voice inside my head wouldn't stop. You're not good enough, it said. You're not the one they're looking for. And for a moment, I believed it, but then I caught myself. I recognized that voice wasn't me. It wasn't my truth. It was just fear. It was just a voice trying to hold me back. I looked myself in the mirror and said, not today, not today. I walked into that room and I knew, not just for the role, but for everything I had ahead of me. I had to show up. I had to do it, despite the doubt, despite the fear. And you know what? I got the role. But that moment wasn't just about winning a part. It was about proving to myself that I could do it, even when I didn't feel ready. That's the power you have. Now, I'm not saying that overcoming doubt is easy. Far from it. There are days when it feels overwhelming, when you wonder if you're even making any progress. But here's the thing. Those moments are where you find your true strength. When you decide to keep going in the face of doubt, when you don't let it stop you, you build resilience. You build a mindset that refuses to quit, no matter the odds. Fear, doubt, they're natural. We all have them. But what you do with them is what matters. Will you let them make the decisions for you, or will you take control? Push forward and prove to yourself that you can rise above. Every time I doubted myself, every time I thought about walking away, I reminded myself of why I started. I reminded myself of the bigger vision, the bigger goal. And I kept going. You have to do the same. When you hit a wall, when it seems like you're not making progress, take a breath, dig deep, and keep moving forward. Because the thing about doubt is that it's always temporary. It fades. But the choice you make, the actions you take in that moment of doubt are what stay with you. They become part of you, part of your story, and they shape your future. So when doubt comes knocking, don't answer with fear. Answer with action. Keep moving. Keep grinding. Keep believing in yourself. Doubt doesn't have the power to stop you unless you give it permission. So don't give it permission. You are bigger than any doubt, any fear, any obstacle that tries to get in your way. You want to know the real key to success? It's not about the talent you have or the opportunities that fall into your lap. It's about one thing and one thing only: belief. That's where it all starts. It's not enough to just hope that things will work out. It's not enough to wait for the right moment. You have to believe in yourself deep down, no matter what anyone else says or what life throws at you. There was a time when I didn't have the confidence I needed. I didn't have the platform, the recognition, or the so-called perfect circumstances. But what I did have was faith in myself. And let me tell you, self-belief is not some abstract concept. It's something you build every single day. It's the voice in your head that says, I can do this, even when everything around you says you can't. It's the willingness to keep going when everyone else tells you to quit. When you believe in yourself, the whole world changes. Not because the world changes, but because you change. I remember when I was starting out in the industry, nobody was handing me anything. I had to go out there and fight for every opportunity. And I didn't always know how it was going to turn out. But every single day, I looked myself in the mirror and I told myself, you've got what it takes. This is your time. This is your dream. It wasn't about being arrogant or overconfident. It was about understanding that if I didn't believe in myself, nobody else would. I've seen people with incredible talent give up simply because they didn't have that inner belief. I've seen people with everything they needed to succeed fall short because they didn't trust themselves. They listened to the doubts, to the criticism, to the world that told them they weren't enough. But here's the truth. You are enough. Right now, you are enough. Everything you need to achieve your goals is already inside you. Self-belief is a muscle. And like any muscle, you have to exercise it. You have to choose to believe in yourself, even on the days when it feels like the world is against you. When the setbacks come, and they will come, don't let them define you. Don't let them convince you that you're not capable. Instead, use those moments as fuel for your belief. When others doubt you, that's when you need to dig even deeper and trust that you're on the right path. You've got to have that unwavering faith, even when no one else does. The greatest obstacle in achieving success isn't external, it's internal. It's the way you see yourself. If you don't believe in your own worth, how can you expect anyone else to? But when you believe in yourself, you step into a new realm of possibilities. You stop waiting for permission and you start creating your own opportunities. That belief, that self-assurance will carry you through the toughest challenges and the darkest days. You see, success isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. And who you are begins with what you believe. So start believing in your potential. Start believing that you can overcome whatever comes your way. Start believing that the best is yet to come. Because I'm telling you, it will. But it all starts with you. Believe in yourself first, and everything else will fall into place. Discipline is the force that turns dreams into reality. It's not about the fleeting motivation we feel on good days or the excitement that comes with a new project. Motivation will fade, but discipline, it doesn't waver. Discipline is the bedrock, the foundation, the constant force that pushes you forward, even when it feels like everything is falling apart. I've seen it time and time again, from myself and from others. It's easy to get excited in the beginning. The idea of success, the thought of achieving your dreams, it all sounds amazing. But what happens when the road gets tough? What happens when the world starts pushing back? When the progress isn't as fast as you hoped? When you fail more times than you succeed? That's when you need discipline the most. When I was starting out, there was no instant recognition. There were no guarantees. No matter how much I wanted to achieve, no matter how hard I worked, success didn't come easily. And that's when I learned the most important lesson. Discipline doesn't care about how you feel. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're frustrated, if you're doubting yourself. Discipline is what gets you up in the morning when the bed feels too warm. It's what pushes you to keep going when you feel like quitting. Discipline says, don't wait for inspiration, create it. It's easy to be passionate when things are going well. But when things aren't going the way you plan, that's when the true test of discipline happens. Real success happens not in the easy moments, but in the difficult ones. It's about doing the work when no one is watching. It's about showing up every single day, even when it feels like you're not making any progress. That's what separates the ones who succeed from the ones who give up. I'll tell you this, the difference between the people who reach their goals and the people who don't is discipline. You can have all the talent in the world, but without discipline, it doesn't matter. You can have all the ideas, the plans, the dreams, but without the ability to show up day after day and put in the work, it won't happen. Discipline makes your goals a reality. It turns those dreams into something tangible, something that you can touch, something you can hold. And here's the thing, discipline doesn't have to be complicated. It's about consistency. It's about setting yourself up for success every day, doing the small things that add up over time. Those small, consistent actions day after day build momentum. They build confidence. They create results. And those results, no matter how small, at first begin to compound. But it's not always easy. The path to success isn't always clear, and the obstacles will come. You will face setbacks, and you will face moments when you want to quit. But if you can hold on, if you can push through the hard days, if you can stay disciplined when it feels impossible, you'll be amazed at what you can achieve. It's the little things. It's waking up early to do the work. It's sticking to your plan, even when it's tempting to take shortcuts. It's choosing to do what's hard now so that you can enjoy the rewards later. Discipline is about the long game. It's about looking at the bigger picture, understanding that the hard work you put in today will pay off in the end. The truth is, we all have dreams, but dreams are just dreams without the work, the effort, the discipline to turn them into something real. And let me tell you, when you build your life on discipline, you build something solid. You build something that doesn't crumble when the storms come. You build something that lasts. And when you look back at the progress you've made, you won't just see what you've accomplished, you'll see who you've become. Legacy. It's a word that gets thrown around a lot, but how many of us really stop to think about what it means? What kind of legacy are we leaving behind? What impact are we making in the world that will outlast us? This isn't something you just think about when you're at the end of your journey. It's something you create every single day, through every choice you make, through the way you live your life. Your mind is the tool that allows you to build that legacy. It's the engine that drives the life you're creating, and it's what will carry the fruits of your labor long after you're gone. You see, most people live for the moment. They live for the instant gratification, for the immediate rewards. But a life well lived is one that looks beyond the now. A true legacy isn't about what you can achieve in a single year or even in a single lifetime. It's about creating something bigger than yourself, something that will echo for generations to come. The foundation for that legacy begins with how you use your mind, your ability to focus, to think with intention, to act with purpose. It all comes down to this. We all know that life is fleeting. Time moves quickly. The things you think are important today might not even matter tomorrow. But what does matter, what will always matter, is the mark you leave on the people around you and on the world. And that doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you choose to build something of value. It happens when you make the decision to use your mind, your gifts, your talents to leave behind a footprint that others will follow. I've had the privilege of seeing people who have left a lasting impact on the world. People who are no longer with us, but whose influence continues to be felt. And what strikes me about them is that they were never just focused on themselves. They were focused on something much larger. They were driven by a vision, by a purpose that wasn't just about what they could accomplish for themselves, but what they could offer to others. I think about the moments that have defined my life, the people who believed in me when I didn't believe in myself, the struggles I faced that shaped who I am today. Each of those moments contributed to the legacy I am building. And let me tell you, it's not just about fame or wealth or any of those superficial markers that the world tends to chase. Legacy is about the difference you make in the lives of others. It's about the way you treat people, the values you instill, and the love you share. When you focus your mind on creating something greater than yourself, you start to see the world differently. You see the opportunities to contribute, the moments to inspire, and the challenges that can shape you into a person who stands for something. It's about leaving behind a story, a message that will live on long after you've gone. And the beauty of it is that you don't need to wait for the right moment to start. It starts right now. The work you do today, the way you treat people today, the effort you put into your craft today, those are the things that will build the legacy you leave behind. It's easy to get distracted by the day-to-day grind, to focus only on your own struggles and immediate needs. But when you step back and realize that every action you take, every decision you make is contributing to a bigger picture, you begin to shift your mindset. You start to see yourself not just as a person trying to get by, but as someone with a mission, someone who is building something that will outlast them. I want you to think about the kind of legacy you want to leave. What do you want people to remember you for? What will your story be? Because that story is being written right now. With every choice, with every word, with every action, you are creating a legacy that will either fade away or live on. The choice is yours. And it all starts with the way you use your mind. It starts with the vision you create for your life and the purpose you pursue each and every day. Build your legacy, not just for yourself, but for the generations that will come after you. You have the power to make your life matter. So go out there and leave something behind that will inspire, that will lead, that will change the world. So here we are, standing on the edge of our potential. I've shared with you the power of your mind, the strength in overcoming doubt, the necessity of self-belief, the unwavering force of discipline, and the importance of leaving a legacy. Now, it's up to you to take these lessons and apply them. Don't wait for the perfect moment because it will never come. The moment is now. You have everything inside you to succeed, to overcome, and to leave a mark on this world that will never fade. It starts with your mind. It starts with how you choose to believe in yourself, how you choose to stay disciplined when things get tough, and how you focus on something bigger than yourself. You have the power to shape your future. You have the power to decide what kind of legacy you leave behind. It all comes down to the choices you make today. So I challenge you, focus on your mind, focus on your beliefs, focus on your discipline, and focus on the legacy you want to leave. Now go and make it happen. Make the world feel the impact of who you are. The time is now. Let's get to work.